AI will not replace humans, but will replace humans who don't use AI. Hello everyone, welcome to the Intellia podcast. It's bring you by the Rotaractors Club of University of California. So today we have our guest, Rotaractor Dinitha Lorenzo Eva. So Diniti, introduce yourself to the audience who doesn't know you. So about you and what do you do?
Yes, so as you said, I'm Rotaractor Dintilana. I'm the co-director of the International Service Avenue of Rotaractor Club of University of California. So talking about myself, like what y'all don't know about me, you can call me as a workaholic person, not an extrovert person, but not an introvert as well. So I'm in the middle, a person in the middle.
Person in the middle?
Yeah.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what about the day outs?
Oh my! It's like this. No, there's no specific reason now. Sometimes, if I'm available, I'm coming. Like for this session, I came. Like guys, yeah.
Okay, so I think we all can agree for these workaholic situations. You are pretty workaholic. I think how many projects you have done for the year so far?
So far, it's 5.
Yes.
And like we had the last project, it was Project Dara. So
Yes.
we had 5 projects in that. So altogether, it's like 10, and 3 more to come.
3 more to come. Okay. So there are a lot of confused people here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give an introduction to international service and what is it, how's that working in the Rotaractor culture.
Yeah. So as y'all know, like there are so many avenues in Rotaract. So let's say we have Community Service Avenue. So even under International Service Avenue, we do projects that falls under community service. But the difference is like we target an international community. So in international service, we have to cover 2 main elements. So the first one is international service, and the other one is international understanding. So whatever project we do, we have to somehow we have to make sure that there is an impact towards other communities as well, like apart from the local community, apart from the Sri Lankan community. So that's what that's the difference basically when it comes in terms of projects.
So, as being the president, I know sometimes what she is saying, but those people who don't know, can you give an explain? So, what is there is 2 aspects, 2 elements, I think, yeah, in the international services. So, what are those two elements and how that impact?
Yeah, so I'll just go on with the projects we did so far. So international understanding element is like it's very easy to cover because international service, like the avenue, is basically collaborating with other foreign Rotaract clubs. So we don't have that situation where we can bring those clubs to Sri Lanka, but we have to somehow make sure to do projects via Zoom or such online platforms. So when doing so, let's say it's a cultural exchange like Zoom in or like letterhead exchange based meetings. So through those things, we make sure that we cover this international understanding element so that we get to know about their cultures, they get to know about our cultures and so on. And then international service, as I said before, it's like service is like we can serve any community, but in terms of international service avenue, we have to make sure that we serve to an international community. Let's say now in Project Dara, we had 5 sub projects done by Bangladeshian clubs, Indian clubs, and so on. So they made sure that they did a project in their respective district or their university, let's say. So through that, not only our community but also their community got an impact. So those are the 2 main elements basically.
Okay, understand. So, now just listening to you, I got a question. Okay. I don't know if you know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Before Zoom and virtual, how did we do internal service projects?
Yeah, so last year we had a project called One Book, One Smile. Mm-hmm. So through that, what we did was that was a joint project with our twin club, last year's twin club, Rotaractor Club of Coimbatore Spectrum. So what we did was we.
No, I'm asking is, we had Zoom that time, right?
We had Zoom, yeah.
Yes. I mean, before that,
Before that, I don't know, but like before that, I don't know. But people have been using stuff like Google Meet and so on, right?
Yeah, even before Google Meets, they should call, right?
Yeah,
Call.
we had Hangouts, maybe through Messenger, maybe likewise, like they might have connected somehow. So now, what I was telling was like now, One Book One Smile, like Project Dara was like we like planned together and they did a project there. But One Book One Smile, what we did was like we planned together with the Foreign Rotary Club. They did a project in their district and we did a project in ours with the same objectives. So likewise, we did projects, but somehow we have to communicate via online methods, WhatsApp or Messenger, accordingly. I don't know about the past year.
So you joined Rotrac how many years ago? 3 years ago? In your first year or your second year?
In my second year.
Now
as
you
a
are in
freshman.
your, now you are third.
Second year, as in, I was in the first year. Like
Okay.
we had this long break because of COVID.
Uh-huh.
So during that period, I joined as a prospect member. So this is basically third year.
This is very third year.
Third year.
Okay, first year prospect member, second year member,
Member.
then I became an director.
Director. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, why did you join Rotrac? Is there any specific reasons or?
Specific as in now, during my first year, I did not know that like we had clubs here, and I got to know this from one of my colleagues. And during my school times, like I did so many extracurricular activities, leadership based stuff and so on. So I was thinking, why not try it here as well? I did not have the idea to become a director or a team leader or whatsoever, but I just joined to do something apart from academics.
Yeah, talking about academic and Rotrac, tell me a little bit about what are you doing in here university?
Yes, so I'm a third year undergraduate from the Faculty of Humanities, Department of English Language Teaching.
Yeah.
So it's called TESOL basically.
Yeah, the question is actually why all the people in TESOL joined Rotrac, Leo and Isaac and everything. Did you have lot of free time or you all there's
No, it's like before, like maybe 2 years before, like TESOL people did not do like anything extracurricular, nothing. Like even our professors and lecturers are like saying like do something. You have to like be socialized. Like we are like cornered a little bit, like from our own selves. Like we decide not to do things. So, but from last year onwards, like people started doing stuff, and people started joining clubs and showing off their talents and so on. So yeah.
okay. So from your second year to now, so what is the most fun project you had? So what is the most you like to be a part of project?
So basically,
Tomorrow last year?
yeah, I think so, because like almost each project what we did in International Service Avenue was like through Zoom. So it was that we had Project Athena, which is a magazine-based project, like nothing physical. Then we had One Book One Smile, but still the planning process was done via online platforms. So the only chance we got to get to know each other like physically was through Rota Tomorrow. I can't remember the team name, but somehow the project name was Akura.
Yeah, I can't remember most of the team name, but Akura, I remember. Okay, so another thing in international service is letter exchanges. So I got questions and messages every time. So what are these flags joined together flyers? What are you sending every day? And my mother asked me sometimes, what are these flyers? So what is letter exchanges and what are you doing in that?
Yeah. So we did 100 letter exchanges this time. We had no idea, like we didn't want to do 100, but somehow like we started contacting, and it's like we were like filled with so many contacts, and somehow 100 letter exchanges were done. So I hope you can remember, like I told about two elements. So international understanding is basically to create international understanding, we have to contact people, and just contacting won't do anything. Like it won't somehow work out. So foreign clubs likes to do letterhead exchanges.
Why?
It's like they want to interact. Like what they believe is like just talking is not feasible or anything as such. Like they need a proof that okay, so we know this club and so on. And also unlike us, they invite us to collaborate in their projects. Like we do our own projects, we don't ask them to collaborate, but we get help from them. But for them, like they become the host clubs, and then they invite us as co-host clubs, so it's our project as well. So for those stuff, like they like to do letterhead exchanges, and somehow we also like last year directors said like do some letterhead exchanges, because they did 10 to 15 letterhead exchanges, but they did not promote it. Like even I think you don't know.
I don't know.
So they did, but they did not promote it. So they said like promote it. If you do, just promote, because they saw it in other clubs as well. So that's why we started promoting it. And when we started promoting it, like we got more contacts. So from the first 3 months, we somehow managed to finish 100 letterhead exchanges. Not 100, it's like 80. And then the other half we completed accordingly. So basically through the letterhead exchanges, we get the chance to connect with those clubs. And also, as we know now, International Service Avenue is all about international projects done with the help of the international community and international clubs. So through those contacts, we invite them to be a part, and through those contacts, we invite them to be a part of Zoom sessions and so on. So it's a help for us to go ahead with the international journey.
100 letterhead exchange, that's a milestone, right?
Yeah.
No one has done.
I think no. Like recently, I had a discussion with the director, like the district direct ISD. What she said was, as per now, like they don't know exactly, because it's not reported. It's not given a significant, importance that it exchanges. So, but I think it's the first time. Like we are the first.
But by doing that, you get to do Project Dara, and also, what's the other project?
It's like through letterhead exchange. Like even our twin club, we got to know them through letterhead exchanges. So we first did a letterhead exchange, and then invited them to be a part, like be a twin club. And our first project was breathtaking photography contest done with in collaboration with Rotaractors Club of Daffodil University, Bangladesh. So that was the very first project. And it was also as a result of letterhead exchanges. And then it was Zoom in. Yes, Zoom in, which was a cultural exchange with the twin club. And our twin club is Rotaractors Club of PDEU India. That was the very first club we did a letterhead exchange with. And then also Project Dara and Ho Ho Fest, Hallmark Movie Night. Like almost everything is because of letterhead exchanges.
Yeah, that's very impressive. So everyone here, today the what we are doing here, we have two objects. One is get to know you and the National Service Avenue. Another is to get this new trending AI technologies to integrate into Rotaract, especially to the Rotaract Club of University of California and to the Rotaract movement. So today, that's what I said in the beginning, AI will not replace humans, but it will replace humans who don't use AI. So today we are going to introduce not a tool actually, because everyone knows this tool, but we are going to get questions from everyone knows ChatGPT. Do you know what ChatGPT?
Not really, but before the session I got to know.
Okay, so since you have a little bit idea, I'm gonna explain a little bit.
Okay.
So ChatGPT is what's called natural language model. Okay, natural language model. It's AI based natural language model. So that means you can ask questions to write summaries, to write essays, to write captions, to write anything or summarize
Reports.
anything, reports, everything from ChatGPT. And you can ask questions. Uh, for researchers, you may or may not use ChatGPT because still Google is what you call more secure and more reliable. But if you want a concise answer and comprehensive answer in a short format, you can use ChatGPT. So everyone here is who the every Rotaractor or anyone who is listening to this podcast, you can just search ChatGPT, or you can go to chat.openai.com and you can register via your Google account, or you can use your email, and you have to use your phone number to get to verify. And after that, you will get to ChatGPT, and you can get lot of videos on YouTube and everything, how to do this, how to do that. So I'm not gonna explain how to do that exactly. So this is a natural language model. So I think we have done few prompts earlier. So what we are gonna do here is it's called prompt engineering. So that means that we can ask ChatGPT what are the questions. Okay, so for example, okay, for example, uh, our assistant secretary asked some questions in ChatGPT about, so here's a podcast we're doing with Intelligence service. So what are the questions that can get generate? So I think you might be able to answer some of these. So one of the question is, so these I'm going to read out the question. So you can see the difference between these two questions. So what are some of the major internet service projects of the Rotary clubs have undertaken in recent years? Okay, this we have, I think we have talked about this. Okay, I'm going to ask one question that prompt out by ChatGPT. What are some of the key skills and qualities that Rotaractors need to have successfully carry out international service projects?
Right.
The question is here.
Yeah. So I think the very first one is like communication skills. Like we have to communicate with foreign road track clubs. Like we have to find them and then we have to talk with them. Like make them realize that we are also a road track club, and then somehow if it's a lettered exchange, like we have to convince them to like be a part of a lettered exchange. Or if let's say a twin club agreement, we have to make sure like they agree with our terms and that everything is clear. So communication skills is like one of the major skills we have to have when it comes to international service. And other than that, yeah, being a colleague also works.
That works for the clubs as well.
Yeah.
So another thing that comes of this question is, as I said before, we do a lot of letter exchanges, a lot of cultural exchange, and so before that, what is a twin club agreement?
Yeah. So twin club agreement is basically an agreement between let's say now an agreement between two districts. So we are from 3220. I can't exactly remember their RID, but somehow they should be from another district. So we are like creating a bond between two road track clubs from two districts, and so it's basically about fellowship and doing projects beyond boundaries. So that is the main aspect of a twin club agreement. So basically doing projects with another club in order to spread the word. Yeah.
So I remember you and your other ISD Pinsari, and all of you trying to get a European or American or a club, a Rotary club, as a twin club agreement or as a related exchanges. I think you face some difficulties. So what are those difficulties? Why, as a Sri Lankan club, can't get or in touch, what are the difficulties we have?
Yeah. So even in terms of letter exchanges, we tried to conduct like what we tried to do was like we wanted to first do a letter exchange and like get to know them, whether like it's easy to work with them or so on. And we tried to contact European clubs, but the thing is, maybe because of the time difference mainly, uh, they do not like want to be a part of a letter exchange or a twin club agreement with a club from the Asian, like Asia.
Letter exchange actually just an email, right? But
Yeah, but still, like what they believe is like we have to uh, talk with them, and even to talk like they sleep when we wake up. So likewise, we have the time difference, and I think that's the main reason.
so a cultural.
And also like they are not quite active, like let's say now most of the letter exchange we did was with Indian clubs and Bangladesh clubs. So like they are quite active, but not the way we are active as well. Like we do a lot of projects, but
Yeah.
in terms of other clubs in other districts, what we noticed was like they are not quite active. Like they want to do projects, not like very hard ones, like they want to like finish it in a snap. And likewise, so even European clubs, like if you go through their Facebook pages or other social media pages, like they are not quite active. It's like they have monthly meetings, clicks a photo, and that's it. No, nothing much. So because of that, like they are not really into, you know, getting to know other clubs in terms of
So-
international service.
They are not much into community service. They are much more into collaborations and
Yeah, maybe. Like maybe they are just doing 2-3 projects annually. Like likewise, they're not quite active, especially European clubs.
okay. So I think one of the point that I want to bring here is actually, so the questions I first ask is just me asking
Yeah.
questions, but when I get to the ChatGPT prompt out questions, one of the advantages that we have here is using AI and ChatGPT, especially ChatGPT. We're gonna discuss more in the future, but especially ChatGPT and ChatSonic is that we can brainstorm using this, because when we input idea into the ChatGPT, it brings out ideas of this. But there might be 2-3 ideas we never even think of. So then we get to realize, okay, these questions can be also asked, maybe in a different way, because I can contextualize it to you, because it needs human touch. But the brainstorming part is there, so it's one of the biggest advantages. I personally use ChatGPT for the brainstorming part. So what I was telling you and the audience earlier is what we call the prompt engineering. So we have to actually put a very precise prompt into ChatGPT, good to get a very precise and comprehensive output. So that means, so let me get it this. Okay, this is first I ask from ChatGPT, give out interesting and curious questions to ask from International Service Avenue in a podcast which is carrying out projects for Rotaractors Club of University of Sri Lanka to International Arena. That is the question I ask. So these are the questions I get. Prompts I get. What inspired you to get involved with Rotary or Rotrack, and what has kept you engaged? Can you share a story about a successful project you have been part of through Rotary or Rotrack? Oh, these are very small questions. How does a Rotrack promote international understanding or cultural exchange? So, if you want more comprehensive answers, prompts, I can give you a prompt. This is what called prompt engineering. Okay. So this is the same one, but I modified it a bit. I say, imagine you are a podcaster who is doing a newly podcast with a blend of AI and introducing new AI technologies with the avenues of Rotaractors clubs directors. You first have to have the discussion with your club Intellia Service Avenue director who is carrying out projects in the international arena. Write down comprehensive, interesting, and engaging questions to ask from the director So the podcast is valuable and enjoyable. So then what he does is he get this comprehensive prompts. That means, can you please share with us some of the ongoing projects in the international arena that the Rotary Club is currently engaged in, and how does these projects are making an impact in the community you are serving? And see, in the current global, this one question, and the other one is in the current global situation, many countries are experiencing social, economic, and political instability. How is the Rotary Club responding to these challenges in its international projects, and what are new strategies are being adapted to navigate these difficulties? So, with the human touch, I think we have the so that's why I'm saying prompt engineering. So, giving a real precise and comprehensive prompt, you can get these type of prompts out. So we can have a better conversation here actually, but so contextualizing in current global situation. So we have situation like here. So we got power cuts every day when in Zoom. So how do you handle that? How did you handle that?
So it's like there's no way to handle it basically. So the power cuts is like it's just for us, for Sri Lankans. So we connect data and we connect hotspot, and that's the only way that we can, continue
And
the
with the
meetings.
thoughts and everything.
Yeah, thoughts and everything. Like we're not going to stop the meeting.
Yeah.
We will just continue according. Like let's say we have one moderator, but we have a reserved moderator as well. Like if he faces a power cut, the other one comes in and somehow continues. So those are the things that we can do, like nothing else.
Okay. So I think when you first came in here, you asked, I think you had to get out a 10 a.m. flyer and a caption here.
Yeah.
Yes. So now we have a ChatGPT. You want to use it?
Yeah, I think we
So
can.
one of the prompts that I asked earlier is, so you are doing your projects Dara. So we ask a prompt. Let's wait for the internet connection. We have a situation, global situation. Okay. Okay. I said I want a caption. So I write a prompt, write a short, creative paragraph in a formal style and in an artistic manner in Shakespeare style about a project called Dara, which is a strategy-based competition in international road track clubs. So this is the output he has given me. With fervor and zeal, they shall strive to bring the goals of sustainability alive, from clean water to climate action. No challenger shall escape their traction. For a world that's just and fair, they shall devote their utmost care. And there's
You can go ahead and create a poem.
Yes, we can create poems and songs and everything here. So I think what we are doing here is we are getting to know you, we are getting to know the internet service, and we're trying to integrate these AI systems into Rotary clubs. So in future, when there is no caption writer, there is no designer, when you need a report by deadline tomorrow, so you can use ChatGPT, and not just when you don't have one, but when you have one, you can be more creative, and you can use this to brainstorm everything and get okay. I can write this and in Shakespeare style as well, and like this. So I think it's one of the tools that we have to integrate, because I think, as I said before, AI will replace humans, but not just humans, but people who don't use AI. So I think that's the idea we have in our club, in the track club of University of California. So we want to integrate. So this is one of the steps we are taking here by directly contacting directors and engaging with them. So then the members, the team leaders, and everyone is get going, and because this is not going to disappear, right? This is not going to disappear. So we be better, adapt it faster than others, so we can move ahead. So One last question for you. There are a lot of avenues.
Mm.
Why did you choose Intellia service?
So last year I did not have a specific reason. I just thought this is something related to maybe getting to know foreign people and so on, and that's why I basically joined the International Service Avenue last year. So that's the reason. Like, there's no specific reason. Like, I thought, okay, I'll just go ahead and join the International Service Avenue because the form asked us to somehow join avenue. So that's the reason. Like, there's no specific reason.
Okay. Finally, you have anything to say about AI or to your members or the audience that are listening? What do you want to say?
I think it's a good way. Like, let's say like we have to conduct an interview, and like we have to come up with a set of questions related to that person's background. I think even this might help with such things as well. So I think it's good.
And any message for the members?
You should use this ChatGPT. So that's the message basically.
Okay, everyone. So yes, we are ending the Intellia podcast with Intellia service with Rotaractor Digital Lorenzo Eva. See you soon.